Good morning, everybody. So I brought a special friend to sit and listen with us while we're reading today. I thought my colorful turtle might make a good addition to our story. Because we're going to be talking about Diego Rivera. He was a very famous painter who was born in Mexico, but did travel the world, traveled throughout Europe, and eventually came back to Mexico to paint a type of art known as murals. So today you're going to hear the word mural used several times. It's important to know that a mural is a type of artwork that's painted up on a wall. Usually it's used to show a community. So if you've ever been to downtown Durham, there's a mural of famous people and events that happened in Durham. So murals show a community, they show what it's made of, and it usually has a really positive message about the people who live in that community. Let's go ahead and get started. Diego Rivera, His World and Ours, written by Duncan Tonatiuh. Diego Rivera was born in Mexico, in a city called Guanajuato, which means the land of frogs. As a boy, Diego enjoyed playing with his trains, but more than anything, he liked to draw. Diego loved drawing so much that when he was a young man, he sailed on a ship across the ocean. He went to the city of Madrid in Spain to study art under the direction of a well-known painter. There he learned the classical way to paint, which means his finished paintings looked very realistic, almost like photographs. After his studies, Diego went to Paris, the capital of France. There he met young artists who were painting in new and exciting ways. He experimented with these new methods of painting himself. One method was called cubism, in which the painting did not exactly resemble its subject, but was composed of geometric shapes, such as squares, circles, and triangles. One day, a politician named Jose Vasconcelos urged Diego to return to Mexico. He wanted Diego and the other artists to paint murals around the city about the Mexican people's history and customs. Diego was thrilled by his new project. When he returned to his homeland, Diego traveled through the deserts, mountains, and jungles. He wanted to be inspired by his country. He met people who worked the land and visited the ruins of ancient Mexican civilizations, like those of the Aztecs or the Maya. Diego was full of ideas. After his trips, with the help of friends and apprentices, he began to paint murals on large walls so that everyone in his country, rich and poor, young and old, could see and learn from them. In his murals, Diego combined the classical way of painting he had learned as a young man and the new styles of art he had experimented with abroad. But he merged them with simple yet elegant forms of ancient Mexican art that he had grown passionate for after his travels. So they're starting the mural. On the walls of an important government building, Diego painted the history of his country. He painted the struggle of the Mexican people to break free from the Spanish king. He also painted the fight that took place many years later when farmers and workers defended themselves against greedy men who were taking advantage of them. Diego painted his country's dances and traditions, such as La Zondunga, a love dance from the coastal area, and the dance of Los Listones, a ribbon dance from the south. He wanted to celebrate the things that were special to Mexico and wanted Mexicans from all distant parts of the land to learn about their culture and feel proud. So Diego is trying to bring people together by teaching them what they may not have known about other parts of their country. Diego lived to be an old man. By the time he passed away, he had created many wonderful artworks and was celebrated by people in Mexico as well as around the world. But if he were alive today, what would he paint? Would he paint the way we dress and live? Would he paint the way we play? Would he paint the big city? As he painted the ancient Aztec city of Tenochtitlan? Or would he paint students at their desks as he painted factory workers in the production line? Maybe Diego would paint the shops at the mall as he painted street vendors selling flores. Or would he paint luchadores wrestling in their costumes? Just as he painted the Aztec warriors fighting the invading soldiers, the Spanish conquistadors. Would Diego paint our craze for monsters and creatures from outer space? As he painted the god Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. Diego's murals teach us about the past. They also show a better future for the common people. Diego imagined everyone, men and women, boys and girls, of all ages and nationalities, living together and caring for one another. Today, Diego is not around to make this happen, so it is up to us to make our own murals and bring them to life. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story about Diego Rivera, and it leaves me with one question for you. We heard a lot about the different things Diego painted in his murals to represent the greatest things that he thought needed to be represented in history or about his people. What is something you would paint on a mural about today that you would want people to remember or to know? Until next time, see you later.